Hello everyone, Kayla with Damn the Diets. I've been requested a lot to do more of these what I eat in a day videos, and I'll do some more, but before I do some more, I want to preface with something, because although I've touched on before, I still see comments on the videos, comments within the private Facebook community, even on Instagram, wherever, where people are saying certain things that I want to address. You know, things such as either I got lucky with my weight rebalancing because I'm long-term into my recovery, like a few years, and then also like that I'm not eating that much. I mean, that's like my whole message this whole time, right? And like what a lot of people say, but I don't know if people just don't want to hear it or they don't want to believe it. And I can understand, because when I was at that point, like when people were telling me that my hunger and satiety would balance out and that I wouldn't have a bottomless pit hunger anymore, I didn't believe them. I didn't think that that was possible. So like I wanted to find people that would justify my ways. And it's understandable, because when we're going through something like this, it's hard to see someone that's not going through what we're going through, because it makes us feel uncomfortable. It makes us feel like we're doing something wrong and that we need to change, because we need to be doing what that person's doing, because they're obviously being balanced. They're obviously being normal and recovered. So why can't I be it? But it seems like most times it's either like someone's a few months into their recovery or 6 months into their recovery or even just a year into their recovery. And, you know, at my 3 months into my recovery, 6 months and a year into my recovery, I was not where I am right now. Like it looks completely different where I was even at a year mark into my recovery. And so if I was comparing to people that I was following at that point that had been a few years into recovery when I was only a year, I would have gotten frustrated, because I just couldn't change my situation. I couldn't be like, okay, well, I'm here a year, but I want to be like someone who's 3 years in. Or I'm going to talk down on what they're doing because it makes me feel better about where I am. And I can understand where it's stemming from. I can understand where it's coming from. But, you know, it's important to talk about so other people don't get sucked into that mentality or something. A lot of people that recover from disordered eating too, and like overexercise, they're not even documenting their lives thereafter. We don't often see too many of the people that are fully recovered, because they just move on with their life, because that's typically what happens is, you know, you get over this stuff and you don't perseverate on it. Like you literally don't think about food or exercise like you once did. It doesn't even faze us to even talk about it anymore, because we don't even think about it anymore. We were hyper focused and we thought about it a lot when we were starved and overtrained and just in this, you know, starvation mode, starved state. So I'm doing it because, I mean, this is what I do now. Like, this is what I've chosen to do. Like, I chose my holistic nutrition, but I wanted to specialize in helping people overcome the disordered eating now. So that's why I document it. Or else, if I didn't do this, I wouldn't be documenting any of this stuff. But I'm doing it for you guys. Like for you, because I want to help people, because I got over it and I want to help you. So like I have to make a strong effort to even document this stuff. As you can see, I'm not even good at these what I eat in a day videos, and I'm not consistent on YouTube, but this is what I do because, you know, I have a whole business around it now. This is my chosen career path, and I love it. But you know, there are a lot more people that if they did share their story and their voice, it would be more common to be able to look to people that are fully recovered and not people that are still in like pseudo recovery and are documenting their every minute amount of things that they take in on a daily basis and uploading these what I eat in a day videos like every day, every week, consistently, and they're still so obsessed and hyper focused on what they're doing and their exercise and their food and all of this stuff. So yeah, I guess try to keep that in mind. I don't really know why I feel called to talk about this, but I do, so maybe there's a reason for that. I wanted to remind you that my hunger and satiety cues are fully present, so you can't fully compare to what I'm eating. There's no way that I could eat what I used to when I was in recovery. There's just no way. I would get sick. My leptin levels were lower in order for my body to eat that much food coming in from a starved state. as a survival mechanism. Like I talk about, what I ate in recovery was all over the place and so different from what I eat now. So I can do this for the sake of what it will look like for you in the future, or what it looks like to just be a normal eater again for hope or whatever. But please keep in mind that your body in recovery has completely different needs than someone that's recovered or someone who's not coming from a restrictive background or past. I used to eat well over 10,000 calories a day in recovery, like I've talked about. And most of the time I just wanted to eat whole jars of peanut butter, whole loaves of bread, whole boxes of cookies, and whole gallons of ice cream, and whole large pizzas to myself. And now I just can't even fathom eating that much. I can't. My leptin is restored to normal leptin levels, which leptin is the satiety hormone, and my ghrelin hormone, the hunger hormone, is back to normal as well. So I'm not being driven to eat so many calories and so much food because my body doesn't feel like it's in a starved state anymore. So I can just eat normally now to my needs. And it fluctuates still, of course, depending on my activity level, stress level, sleep, everything. Whereas in recovery, it was so fucked up and it was non-existent. My hunger and satiety was non-existent for so long. I couldn't practice intuitive eating or being a normal eater because I was coming from a starved state and I needed to eat a lot of food and I needed to inhale it like it was oxygen and not even taste it. And it was just a different sensation. It was a different act of eating. Like when I was eating in recovery, it was just like I was inhaling it, not even tasting, not even chewing. Like I was just like gulping it down. And now it's like I can sit with who I'm with and talk to them and laugh and have a conversation and eat slowly and mindfully. And I'm not like just thinking about the food all the time and how I wanted to eat their plate too. Like I could engage. I could, drink water with my meals or drink another kind of drink with my meals and not feel guilty, not feel bloated, not have to overly stuff myself until I was sick because I just don't have that desire anymore. Like I'm able to stop when I'm full, and that's that. So like I said, it was so fucked up and non-existent for months and even years, still counting my pseudo recovery phase too. So with all of that said, I've said it in a video before, but don't compare to what I'm eating. I will show you what I eat. I'm not gonna necessarily show you the amounts, but I'll show you the types of foods because I don't want you to compare to me. I want you to literally listen to your body and what it's asking for, and however much it's asking for, you have to listen to that. If you ever want to get to this point of being a normal eater, getting your hunger and satiety cues back, being an intuitive eater, whatever you want to call it, you have to go through that point of consistently giving your body whatever it's asking for on the daily. Like pretty much like if your body is asking for something 3 times a day, 6 times a day, whatever, and maybe you have to wake up in the middle of the night and you're ravenously hungry and you have to eat right then, or you have to wake up and you have to eat at like 5, so be it. You have to, if your body's asking for it, you have to do it and you have to be consistent. So only when you're like adding these things in on a daily basis, then your body can feel safe, come out of starvation mode, and then your body won't be asking for so much of that food, or you may be craving one type of food and that's all you want all day and you eat it all day for however many days your body's asking for it, and then maybe one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm not even craving that food anymore, and then you move on to something else your body's asking for. And then you'll realize over time that these foods that you were so strongly drawn to will lose their novelty, will lose the strong draw that they had. Like for example, my biggest ones was like ice cream, and I haven't even craved ice cream in the last few months. And I had ice cream last month when I was on this trip up to Mammoth. And it was just like, because my boyfriend was like, let's get some ice cream. I was like, okay. Like I could have gone without, but it was the experience. He really wanted some, and I, whatever, like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like it used to be. It wasn't like orgasmic in my mouth. It was just whatever, like I could have done without it. It was fine with it. Don't feel guilty. That was that, but I used to crave that so strongly. Like all I could think about was ice cream. I just like that was the love of my life. Like, isn't that sad? Like, we marry our foods. Like, we choose eating over experiences. That's not how it should be. So that's my little rant. Oh, and I wanted to say too, like, for example, I used to, in my recovery, I would wake up, I couldn't sleep, and that was a sure sign that I hadn't eaten enough that day for me. And so I had to get up, and then if we had like leftover pizza or something, I would eat like all of the leftovers of pizza because I just needed, like, I wanted that much. And that was like 6 to 7 pieces or something, or even more. And I would eat all of that before bed, even if it was like 12 at night. And then now, like, for example, I couldn't sleep, and so I was kind of hungry. We had a long day, and I probably didn't eat as much for how demanding my physical needs were that day. So I got up. We actually had leftover pizza. This is what reminded me of this experience. I wasn't that hungry. I just needed something, but like a balance, you know? And so I got up and I had a piece of pizza and some water, and that was it. I didn't have 6 to 7 because I didn't need that much. It wasn't like I needed to eat and eat and eat and inhale it. Like, I wasn't inhaling it. It was just like, okay, this is good. That's all I needed. I can move on. But the only way you can get to this point, the only way I was able to get to this point is that I had to go through that period of eating the whole pizza, the 7 pieces, to be able to, in the future, my body's asking for some, but not that much, because I haven't been coming from a restrictive past. It was just literally because I was extra physical. My activity levels were extra intense that day because we were, you know, like all over the place, planting a garden, doing yard work and that kind of stuff, and other stuff. And so, yeah, that's all my body needed. But to get to that point, I had to go through the other period that took months, if not years. Okay. So what am I having? Well, today is a little different. That's why I wanted to do it. It's like a spontaneous day because I had to bring my dad this morning to get like a facet block or something for his back. It's like a pain thing. So I'm just chilling while he's in there. And so I wanted to go to Starbucks. I got like this sugary white mocha. So the sugary white mocha, and then I got these, like, I got a bunch of these little bagel bites. They're just like bagels, and they're filled with cream cheese. So they're kind of like donut holes, but bagel holes. I've never had them, so sound good to me. That's what I'm gonna have right now. Maybe we'll go out to eat after. We shall see. Probably if we go out to eat, I'm not gonna film it because I don't know. Can't promise it. Can't promise any of these things, but I'll try to. And then, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna have right now. Wow. I just had to tune in and tell you guys, like, these are even better than bagels and cream cheese. I don't know why they're different, but they're so good, actually. They're filled with, can you see that? Cream cheese, these little bagel holes. Holy shit. I'm actually really impressed. You should go try these. I should get affiliates for this Starbucks endorsement. Okay, just wanted to tune in and tell you guys that. Surprise, surprise. I forgot to film the rest of the day, except I did get some clips from us cooking dinner last night. So we had some roasted vegetables and some olive oil and salt and pepper, and then we had some grilled chicken, sauteed potatoes. Oh, sexy. What did you make for dinner?
I have a mouthful.
Stop! Come on. Potatoes. Chicken. Lemon onion base. Oh, delight. And then after that, we ended up having some chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream with, I ended up putting like a little bit of a chopped up bar on top too. Chocolate chip cookie dough bar too. One of those protein bars. I don't even eat those that often, but I had them, so I put them on. So for lunch, I was out and about all day, so I had to do something quick. So I just had some leftovers from the day before I went out to breakfast with my parents, and they give you a shit ton of food. So I had extra, like a whole nother meal. Like it was like 2 meals in one. So I had biscuits and gravy, the other half of my omelet with guacamole, and then some of the potatoes too. So I had some of that. And then I had one of these French cookies as a snack in between there. What else? So yeah, I think that's about it. So other than that, what do you guys want to hear more of? Would you like to see more what I eat in a day videos? But I will continue trying, and I will continue to show you more of what I eat as a normal, intuitive eater, whatever you want to call it or label it. All it means is you're just a normal human being with normal hunger and satiety signals, normal ghrelin and leptin signals. That's all it is. So call it intuitive, call it normal, call it whatever you want to call it. But it's just eating and getting to that place of freedom where you can do so and listen to your hunger and satiety signals. How do you guys like the man Panion made me this hat? What? You like it? You like it? He's sweet. Okay. So until next time, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night. Be sure to like or subscribe and comment below on any thoughts that you may have.